Welcome everyone. Today I will be talking about the environmental setup for C programming. So whenever you are trying to program in any language, you will have a requirement to set up the environment at first. Because you do not set up the environment, then you will not be able to run the program in that system, be it Linux or Windows. So let us see what are those requirements and how to set up that environment. So you can start the programming. And setting up means, when we are talking about environment setup, it just means that we need some kind of applications or programs and arrange all those programs together, or make a toolkit using those applications or programs, so they will do the mutual work and compile the program from starting to the writing the program and finishing the program, and in between the compilation, the interpretation, linking, all of those processes, all of those stages, they are involved. So let us see what are the applications required and what are the stages involved during the actual programming. First, the source file, src file, then we have and the source code. The source code is written into this source file and the extension will be .c, file.c. This is our source file. I have written this source file using the text editor program, which is the TE or text editor program, and just made this file. This is our text editor. Text editor is a program which let us write some text. In this case, we will be writing the C code or C program, and we'll finally save that file into file.c or with the C extension .c. This is our source code written into this file, and this is our file.c or source file. This will be loaded into the compiler. This is the compiler which is GCC. It will now generate another file, which is the ASM file. ASM code. So this is an assembly file where we do have the assembly code. So this is again a file. Now this file will be further processed by assembler. This is our assembler, and will translate this assembly code into object file. OBJ file, OBJ. So the picture is clear. First file, the source file by the GCC, when processed by the GCC, we are getting the assembly file which contains the assembly code, which is again further loaded into the assembler, which is a program. So I'm just denoting P as denoting these programs as P. P means program or app. So as I said, when we are talking about only one program, it is better to call them program. Application is the package, the collection of programs. This P stands for the program. So GCC is a program. We are getting the assembly file here, contains the assembly code. This is again a program. Again we are getting a file. So this is a file. Now this is incomplete in nature or incomplete none of our work. This object file is none of our work, provided that this is we are not executing this file. If we are talking about execution, then this file is none of our work, because this is incomplete in nature. And this file will look like garbage characters like ampersand, semicolon, hash, and many other Unicode characters like this. So like this, the object code, the contents similar, let's say object code. So when we are making use of an assembler to process that assembly file, which contains the assembly code, we are getting the object file as an output. So the object file will contain the object code, and which is incomplete in nature. Incomplete in nature means this file is not capable of being executed. Our operating system, neither the operating system nor the processor, they cannot understand this object code. This code is not understandable by the machine, because this is not a native code. This is not 10 bits, not the machine language, and this file is even not being capable of further execution by the operating system. Even the operating system cannot understand this. So the CPU will understand only 10, the machine language. The hardware will understand only the machine language, which is its native language. Even the operating system, that will not also allow this code. That will not also understand this. So even our operating system, he is also incapable of understanding this code. So as our operating system cannot understand this object code, this is inside this circle I have written some random characters. This is how the object file looks like. When you are opening the object file, as you have written the source file using the text editor, if we are dragging and dropping the same object file into the text editor, or just using the context menu or file menu, we are opening this object file. So then you will look the object code will look like this. If you have access to the object code, like I said, then after opening the object file using some text editor or Word program or Word processor, you will see that the object file, the codes inside the object file, also known as the object code, that looks like this, a series of garbage characters. So this is incomplete in nature, and this is not understandable by the operating system, because this is incomplete in nature. This is not in the perfect form. This is not in the correct form which the operating system can process or load. You will have to make the correct form what the operating system can read and can process further, so it can call the CPU. It can upload that code in proper format to the primary memory, and finally the RAM will feed the processor, and the job is done. So this is incomplete in nature, none of our work. Now to complete this, make this complete, to remove this incomplete state, to make it complete, we will have to consider another program which is called linker, which is again a program. So the linker, it will take the object code and will finally convert it to the executable. When we are talking about toolkit, when the toolkit or SDK or SDT is concerned, we are generally referring to these programs. If we are talking about C toolkit or C SDK or SDT, so we are talking about these things, means this will contain these 3 to 4 programs. When we are actually working with an IDE means the Integrated Development Environment. So it's the responsibility of the IDE to manage all of these programs. Means there will be a master program will which also provides some GUI or graphical interface to us. It will be providing us all of these files, all of these programs. It will give us the interface, the user interface, and also contain this package. Now it's job of the linker. Linker is another program which will read the object file and make it complete. Means how it makes it complete, that's one question. Let's say this is the object file. Linker, as the name suggests, its job is to link. What to link, how to link. Now we have two C files. Let's say we have two C source files. If we have two source file, then let's say A and B. So now it's the responsibility of the linker we will again, if we are talking about two source files, we will also have two object codes. So we have two object codes, two object files for two source files. Against two source files, we will be having two object files. So now the linker, we can load two of these object files. We can feed A and B to the linker, and finally the linker will link them. Just understand one thing. Simply put that the job of the linker is to link the object code or link the object file with all those function definitions. When we will be writing the C program, when the actual programming will take place, we will be actually using one or many header files, or those header files are also source files, and the module, they are also modules. Means module, as I discussed earlier, module means incomplete in nature. Module is a file, a source file, contains the source code, but it is incomplete in nature, and it is not understandable by the operating system. It is incomplete in nature. This cannot be executed. This is not an executable file. So the module, what we are importing in the source file, that could be anything. We can write a module separately or a header. In C programming, we call those modules, we refer to those modules as the header files with the extension of .h. So if you have written any module, or in case of C, if you have written any header file and mentioned that or imported that header file in another program, so now for that another program you have a source file, and again after performing these stages, finally you will have the object file there for that source file, but you do not have the object file for the module. The module you have written earlier, previously, the module you have written, you have not compiled that. So when you have not compiled that, so you have not performed these stages, so you do not have the object file there. So for the module part, we do not have the object file, but when importing that module in another program, in another source file, and compiling that source file only, then we will be getting the object file for that source file only, but we do not have the object file for the module we have been imported. So there is a gap, there is a process gap or translation gap or compilation gap. Yeah, so we should fulfill this. This is your program, the program you are writing, the main program, the main, I am referring as main, and you have written another module, that is M for module. Now you are importing the module here, means you have written few codes in this module, and finally you are importing this module into your main program. This is a source file, this is also a source file, The only difference is that this is incomplete in nature, cannot be understandable by the operating system, or incomplete in nature. But in this case, the main file, you have written the statements or instructions you had to, and also you are importing the module here. So this is the final file. Now you will compile this file and generate an object code. But now this code is again incomplete in nature, means this thing. So to complete this, while we are actually trying to complete the process, when we are trying to make this object file or object code complete in nature, to do that we will have to implement the linker program. So we will then load this main file into the linker. Then finally the job of the linker is to, the main, when I'm talking about main, it is the object file, source file, and also you have compiled that, and finally you have the object file. So main object file I'm writing as obj or object. Now this object file for this source code will be loaded into the linker, and also the linker will see that this file has implemented this module. So linker will also call this module, and we have some function definitions in the module and calling in the source file. So its job is to link also develop the object code for the module and combine that with this object code. So the linker will perform two things. It will first import the object code here, as it is the object code of the main, and the next step the linker will do that, it will check that the main file, the object file, contains one header file which is, or module, which is this. So that will also take, we do not have the object code for this module earlier. So the linker will, as the linker finds that this module has been mentioned, so the linker will load this module and make an object file for this module. And finally these two object files, they will be joined, they will be concatenated, or they will be combined together, and finally making the exe. So this is the exe file which is understandable by the operating system, and if it is understandable by the operating system, then it will find some way to load to the processor in pure form, in pure machine language form. So this is the total compilation process, the compilation, the linking process. This total process is known as the build process. So I will be saying that the total diagram that refers to the build process, and all of these programs that are involved here, 3 programs, the compiler, the assembler, and the linker, these are together, they form the C toolkit or C SDK or C SDT. And finally the ID. What is an ID? The C ID or any ID that provides us some graphical user interface which will contain all of these programs. Again, this is a program. The text editor is a program. So the ID will, integrated development environment, will provide us the GUI or graphical user interface, and behind the scene it will be managing all these 4 programs. Means the TE, text editor, it will have the text editor, the compiler or compiler CP, compiler program, the assembler program or AP, and finally the linker or LP, linker program. So behind the scene, the ID will contain this package, this 4 programs, and also will be providing the graphical user interface, so you can manage all of these programs at one go. So you can manage all of these programs easily. If you do not have any ID, or when we are talking about environmental setup, you can do that in different ways. Either you can download all these programs separately and set the path. How to set the path I will be discussing in the practical session, but when we are talking about setting up the environment, then we will require these programs, these 4 programs, for the text editor, the compiler, the assembler and the linker. So these 4 programs, they should be installed separately. They do not come together. When they do come together, when they are packaged in one application or when they are coming as an application means the package, the collection. So when we are talking about the C programming application, or when we are saying that C toolkit or SDK or SDT, software development kit or software development toolkit, we are actually referring to the all of these programs as whole. Means we have a container where we have all these programs there. So then that is also known as this toolkit, SDK, SDT or application, C development application. But ID is little different. ID is that the ID is not only the package, not only the SDK or SDT or toolkit. ID provides you a few more features. It actually ID lets you do the things in more fashion, in more accurately or efficiently. So ID is nothing but ID is the collection of these programs. Means it will contain, the ID will contain the SDT or SDK plus the graphical interfaces and all those little helper programs or features, or all those supports and all those base functions, all those plus things. I'm writing this as star. So this will make the IDE. Your SDT or SDK or toolkit, this contain all of these programs. Your C programming application, or you can say C toolkit, or you can say C SDK or SDT, all of them, they mean the same thing. They are not different, they are all same thing. The C development program, the C development application itself is the package or collection. So collection of what? Collection of these programs, these tools. So C programming application or C toolkit or C SDK or SDT, all of them, they mean the same thing, the collection of these programs. So, and what is the ID? ID is little different. ID will also have these things, means the SDK plus few more features that will support you to do things more efficiently, to conduct all the process, all the things, to manage all the jobs more accurately and efficiently. This is how the ID is different than the toolkit. So when we are talking about the environmental setup for C programming or any other programming language, we are actually talking about these things. These things are our concern. Either you can install the toolkit. When you are installing only the toolkit, means we have the text editor in your system for Windows, Notepad, Notepad++, Atom, Sublime Text, Brackets, Visual Studio Code. Inbuilt is the Notepad, and for Linux you will have VI editor. So rest of the things, they should be installed separately, like the compiler, the assembler and the linker. You will get these programs in their respective websites. But in that case you will have to set the path or all those managements, all those settings for these applications manually. So and for novice who is just starting the programming, C programming, it is not recommended for that person, because he doesn't have that much experience. So there is a big chance that he will create a big mess. He will not be able to set up the environment manually. So it is always advised for any new programming language that you are going to learn, or at least for those persons who have little or no experience. So they should always, it is advised, it is highly recommended that they should start with any of the programming language, obviously the programming language with the respective corresponding toolkit or SDK or SDT. And this is a quicker way and faster way. And if you have the option to install the IDE for that programming language, then it is even better. It will be the satisfying option, because IDE will always provide you the SDK as well as few more features, so you can do the things efficiently. So this is all about our build process. All things, the SDK, SDT, the C toolkit or the IDE, these all come under the C programming environment setup. And the process, from starting to the writing the source code and ending to developing the exe or generating that exe, the total process, all those stages together, the total process is known as the build process. So when the build process is concerned, we are actually meaning that the whole process from starting to the end, means from the source code we are writing to the exe file that is being generated. So this is the whole thing, and in the next sessions I will be showing you these things practically in my computer screen. I will be sharing my screen and will show you how to set up all those programs. I mean, how to set up the environment in both of the ways, by doing those by installing those applications, those programs separately, and downloading the IDE. You can also download the SDK or SDT, but if I show you how to download them separately and how to install the IDE to environment the setup, then you will be able to do the toolkit part, because toolkit is the collection of those programs. So when you are downloading the toolkit on your own, it means you are downloading all those sub tools or all those programs together, that you are downloading the collection. I will not show that. I will simply show you how to download them separately and install, and finally how to install the IDE. So these are the two ways. So if you download the IDE, in some cases the IDE will have the IDE can either have the SDK in its own, or it will download the SDK. So downloading the SDK means downloading that package which contains these programs. So I will show you how to download this program separately, and the next will be how to install the IDE. In both of these cases we will be end up setuping. We will end up with the environment setup. So thank you for watching, and if you have any doubt, then let me know. I will be happy to clear that doubt. Thank you.